In the Middle East, one country has become the nightmare of every military planner. Not because it has the world's largest army, not because it possesses nuclear weapons, but because Iran's geography, military strategy, and decades of preparation have turned it into one of the hardest countries on earth to invade. If war broke out tomorrow, how could the United States attack? And more importantly, could it actually win? Iran occupies one of the most strategically important locations on the planet. It controls the northern coast of the Persian Gulf and overlooks the Strait of Hormuz, the narrow waterway through which nearly one-fifth of the world's traded oil passes. For decades, military analysts have debated a question that has never disappeared. Could the United States invade Iran? Today we examine 5 possible military approaches, their advantages, their weaknesses, and why none of them would guarantee a quick victory. Most invasions begin with speed. Iran removes that advantage immediately, unlike Iraq's relativity. Open deserts. Iran is protected by massive mountain ranges. The Zagros Mountains stretch across western Iran, while the Alborz Mountains protect the north. Between them lie deserts, narrow valleys, and limited transportation corridors. This means any invading army would have only a handful of practical routes. Those routes can be mined, bombarded, or defended for weeks. Geography alone gives Iran a powerful defensive advantage before a single shot is fired. The first option would not involve ground troops at all. Instead, the United States would attempt to destroy Iran's military infrastructure from the air. Stealth bombers, carrier aircraft, and long range. Cruise missiles would target radar sites, air defense systems, command centers, air bases, and missile launchers. The objective would be to gain complete control of Iranian airspace. But Iran has spent decades preparing for this exact scenario. Military facilities have been dispersed many. Missile bases are hidden underground, and mobile launchers constantly relocate, destroying every target before retaliation would be nearly impossible. Even after weeks of bombing, Iran would still possess the ability to strike American bases and regional allies. The second possibility would involve an amphibious assault from the Persian Gulf. At first glance, Iran's coastline appears vulnerable.
In reality, it is one of the most heavily defended coastlines in the region. Iran has invested heavily in anti-ship missiles, fast attack boats, sea mines, and drones. The shallow waters of the Persian Gulf make large naval formations especially vulnerable. Landing. Thousands of troops under constant missile attacks would become extraordinarily difficult. Even if the beaches were secured, the invading force would immediately face mountains beyond the journey. Coastline. Historically, western Iran offers the shortest land route. American forces stationed in Iraq could theoretically advance across the border, but geography again changes the equation. The Zagros. Mountains create natural choke points. Every valley, bridge, and mountain pass can become a defensive position. Iran's Revolutionary Guard has prepared these routes for decades. Supply. Convoys would stretch hundreds of kilometers, protecting them from missiles, drones, and guerrilla. Attacks would become a constant challenge. History has shown that logistics, not firepower often, decides modern wars. Instead of relying on a single direction, the United States could launch attacks from multiple fronts simultaneously. Air power, naval operations, special forces, and cyber warfare would all work together. The goal would be to overwhelm Iran's defenses before they could concentrate their forces. This strategy offers flexibility, but demands enormous coordination between allies, regional bases, and naval fleets. Any delay, miscommunication, or unexpected resistance could rapidly increase the cost of the campaign. Perhaps the most realistic military option would avoid invasion altogether. Instead of occupying Iran, the objective would be limited. Destroy key military infrastructure, reduce missile capabilities, strike strategic facilities, and then withdraw. This approach lowers the political and military cost. However, it carries its own risks. Iran could retaliate through missile attacks, regional proxy groups, or by disrupting shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. A limited strike might avoid occupation, but it would not necessarily end the conflict. Military strength alone does not determine victory. Terrain, logistics, politics, and public support are equally important. Iran's geography gives it advantages that cannot be eliminated with technology alone. Any military campaign would likely become longer, more expensive, and more unpredictable than initial plans suggest. That is why military planners often view invasion as the last option rather than the first. If you enjoy detailed geopolitical analysis without political bias, subscribe to the channel. Every week we break down conflicts, global strategy, and international power politics using maps and data. Thank you for watching. What do you think? Would a military campaign against Iran be successful, or would geography make it one of the most difficult operations in modern history? Share your thoughts below. Until next time, stay informed.